Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Thanks for joining me today. Another feel-good yoga snack for you. So today's class will have a little more emphasis on the hamstrings and the hips, a few props for this practice, 2 yoga blocks, and also a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can improvise with a belt, a scarf, anything you can loop around the foot. When you're ready, let's begin. We're going to start on our back and make sure you can reach your strap. So having that strap nice and close. We'll use it for the second pose. We're going to begin with our reclined pigeon. So raise the right leg, bend the knee and place the ankle on the left knee. Now here is option 1. Option 2, if you can, cactus arms, so arms out to the side. Lift that left foot up off the mat. And you might even like to take a little rock and roll here. So we start to loosen up the piriformis muscle, the outer hips. For the last few breaths, if you'd like to take a hold of that left leg, go ahead. Let's gently place the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. And do your best to keep the tongue in this position for the entire class. Keeping the jaw relaxed. And let's release that left foot down. Take a hold of your strap now around the ball of the right foot. And extend that leg up towards the ceiling. So today we're going to keep the left leg bent. And I want you to press down through the left foot almost as though you're trying to stand up. And then arch the back just a little and bring your shoulders down towards your hips. So it's pretty active here. We're not just hanging out, holding onto the strap. We've engaged both feet, the lower back and the shoulders. And let's breathe into the right leg. From here, take a hold of both straps with your right hand, left hand to the left thigh. As you exhale, bring your right leg over to the right about 45 degrees or so, and then back to center. We'll do that a few times. And last one. Well done. Coming back to center, release the strap. Just take a moment with both legs straight and noticing any differences from the left to the right side, in the hip, the length of the leg. Changing sides when you're ready. Recline pigeon, left leg. Feel free to stay here if you're nursing any injuries. Otherwise, first few breaths, cactus arms as we fire up those hip flexors. And for the last few breaths, if you have the urge to hold onto that right leg, feel free to do so. Now let's release. Take a hold of your strap around the ball of the left foot now. Same as before, press down through the right foot. Press down through the tailbone. Try and arch your lower back. And then guide the shoulders down towards the hips. Checking the position of your tongue. Let's take both straps in your left hand now, right hand to the thigh, taking the leg over to the left about 45 degrees. And coming back to center, let's bend the knee, release the strap. From here, we'll come up to seated. Of course, you can just roll off to your side and push yourself up. Otherwise, let's cross at the ankles, hold those big toes, rock and roll forwards and backwards. Coming all the way up to seated. Well done, yogis. Let's move over on all fours into tabletop. Strap to the side, we won't be needing that. And bring your blocks over now, having them at the high side of the mat, actually, and we will take them up to their highest height. Then positioning hands under shoulders, knees under hips. A little bit of core here. I want you to press into the pads of the fingers and try and squeeze the heel of the palm in. And as you press into the pads of the fingers, you're almost lifting the middle part of the palm, much like a suction cup. It's going to create a bandha around your wrists and protect your wrists. Let's round the upper back, push the back of the heart up to the ceiling, and then hover those knees a few centimeters off the floor. Tops of the feet are still turned over. Jaw is relaxed. Breath is steady. And lower knees down. Inhale into your back bend. Exhaling to round the spine. Next time you exhale, take the right knee to nose. Then inhale and extend the leg back. Option 1, you'll continue with this motion. Option 2, tuck those left toes under, lift it up into a three-legged dog, and then as you exhale, plank, knee to nose. Again, pressing into the pads of the fingers. And this last exhalation, step it through into your lunge and recruit your blocks. Drop the hips down. So here in your lunge, try and squeeze the feet towards one another. And then as we exhale, it's a variation of pyramid pose. Right toes are up to the ceiling. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Well done, yogis. Lowering down now into your last lunge, and then bring both hands over to the inside of the right foot, lizard pose. You can stay on the blocks if you need them, otherwise hands to the floor, and you can bring that left knee down to the mat as well. So a few choices here, yogis. Let's keep pressing down through that right big toe knuckle. Gently draw the hands back as you reach the heart forward. Option 2, a little twist. Right hand can come to the right thigh. Option 3, quad stretch. Reach the right hand back. Take a hold of that left foot. Gently kick the foot into the hand. Creating a little bit of resistance there between foot and hand. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the right hand down. We're going to transition into a wide-legged forward fold. So we will take our blocks with us, even if you don't need them, because we're going to move over to the other end of the mat in just a moment. So pivoting those feet, turning the feet parallel to the short side of the mat. With those blocks, feel free to reach the arms out in front. Blocks are on the flat side. Hands go in front, bottom goes back. Gently lift through the arches of the feet. Lift the kneecaps. Feel free to har out the breath. Well done, yogis. Walk those hands back in and then over towards your left foot. Position those blocks on the high side. Step it back into your downward facing dog. Option to lower those knees to the mat. And then inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Either keep it there or move into your three-legged dog. Exhale, plank, knee to nose. Stepping all the way through into your lunge, recruit your blocks, lower those hips, lift the heart, forward fold. And let's move into lizard pose now, right knee to the mat, both hands on the inside of that left foot. Either stay on the blocks if the hips are tight, otherwise hands to the floor. Feel free to move that left foot a little further over to the left. Feel free to stay here or take your twist. Or your quad stretch. And let's release that foot down. Transitioning now into your wide-legged forward fold. You can bring your blocks with you. You might like to practice what we did just before with the hands on the blocks. Otherwise, bring those hands back in line with the feet. And then pistol grip big toe. So middle finger and pointer finger loop around the inside of the big toes. Draw the shoulder blades up towards the hips. Little bend in the elbows if you can. Ever so gently press the feet away from one another, letting the head hang. Well done, yogis. Let's release the grip. You can walk with your blocks back up towards the right foot into your lunge, and we'll walk back and step up to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. And hands to the heart. Well done, yogis. So we're going to move through a balance sequence next. And if your balance is really tested, you might like to stand close to the wall so you can take a hold if you need to. You may or may not need blocks here. Take them to the high side up just in case you do. And we'll begin by taking the weight over to the right foot, lift the left knee. So option one, you can take a hold of that knee, right hand to the hip. Option two, pistol grip that left big toe. If you've got the pistol grip, see if you can straighten the leg. Well done, yogis. If your knee is bent, you can either stay here or take the knee gently out to the side. If you have that pistol grip, take the leg out to the side. Either keep the right hand on the hip or take the arm up, option to take chin mudra. And if you're really stable, you can turn the drishti towards the right fingertips. Otherwise, keep your head in the center. Draw the shoulders down and lift the heart. Keep the jaw relaxed. So let's come back to center. Bring both hands to prayer. And let's take a one-legged chair, right ankle to the left knee. If this is not an option for you, both feet to the floor, take your chair pose. So we'll keep a little flexion here. You might choose to stay upright, either palms pressing or arms out to the side. Jnana mudra, palms down, shoulders down. Well, for a little forward fold, either to your blocks or to the floor, arms can flow straight down and you'll start to straighten the right leg. So less of a balance pose here, we've got the floor for support. And from here with control, let's return, coming all the way back up. Lifting that left knee and lower down. Well done, yogis. Half sun salute. Inhale and exhale. Half lift, flat back, forward fold, reverse swan dive. And lower hands to the heart, transition the weight into the left foot now, raise the right knee. Option 1, yogis, holding onto the knee, left hand to the hip. Option 2, pistol grip, and straightening that leg. When you're ready, take the leg out to the side, lift the heart, draw the shoulders down. Option to take the left arm up, option to turn the head. And don't be concerned if you fall out of the pose. Take that time to reset and come back. Let's release. Hands to prayer, one-legged chair, or of course your two-legged chair. Taking your variation. Folding forward if you did so on the other side. And let's return all the way back up. Well done, yogis. So we'll move down to the mat now via a sun salutation. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Forward fold, downward facing dog. We're going to hold this downward facing dog for a few breaths. Be sure to press into the pads of the fingers. If you gently squeeze the heels of the palms in towards one another, just notice that flow-on effect up to the shoulders. Feel the armpits and shoulders engage. Send your chest towards your thighs. And see if you can pick up the very tip of your pinky toes, maybe even your second and third toes as well. So bring in a little extra tractioning for the spine. Let's inhale forward into plank, rounding the upper back and tucking the tailbone under. It's as though you're looking over a cliff. Bend the elbows and elbows brush the ribs as we come all the way down to the mat. Let's take the blocks to the side. Coming into your locust pose here, either arms by your side or you can interlace the fingers. Make sure you tuck the tailbone under. Gently lift the legs and the chest, lifting through the inner thighs. Exhale to lower down, crocodile pose. Make a pillow with your hands. And from here, a little flossing, as though you're walking. Alternate heel to bottom. Try and stay fluid, soft through the hips. And when you're ready, we'll roll over onto your back. Once on your back, take a hold of your props. Lifting up those hips. Option 1, the block is on the very flat side underneath the bottom. A little bit stronger, a little bit higher if you stack the two blocks both on the flat side. You might even move the blocks slightly higher up the back than what you would normally do for a supported bridge, because we're going to lift up both feet. And allow the feet to fall a little more towards the head. From here, let's lower those feet to the floor, taking a few moments in our supported bridge pose. Now, if you're truly comfortable here, you can stay on those 2 blocks. If you're somewhere in between, return to 1 block and just turn it on the second height. We don't want to overstretch or overstrain the back. When you're ready, lift the arms up if the shoulders are happy to do so, holding opposite elbows with the hands. And just observing the navel rise and fall with the ebb and flow of your breath. And let's lower those arms down now if they're overhead. Be sure to lift the hips and the heels together. Keep the heels high as you remove the block and slowly lower down. Once you meet the mat, hands to knees, stack the knees above the hips, press the palms into the knees, pull the knees back into the palms. Your lower back is imprinted on the mat. Let's take the palms to the insides of the knees now. Hands press out, knees press in. Take the hands to the outside of the knees. Hands pressing in, knees pressing out. It's a great little exercise to reset hips and pelvis. And then we'll hug it into the chest. Well done. So whenever you're ready, feel free to straighten those legs once again. Hands can rest on the outer legs or you can pistol grip those big toes. Inhaling the legs out nice and wide and then exhaling back together. We're going to do 2 more. On this third and final one, cross the left leg over the right leg, bend the knees, squeeze the thighs together and lift the upper body off the mat. Your last bit of core to wring out any last bit of tension or stress in the body and mind. Let's lower down. Move the hips a centimetre to the left, keep the legs crossed, twisting, knees over to the right. Use your block for support. Begin to deepen the breath into the lower belly, the lower back. As we deepen the breath, we deepen the twist. Let's inhale those knees back to center. Practicing that on the other side, legs up to the ceiling. Inhaling the legs out wide, exhaling together. This time we'll cross the right leg over the left leg. Thighs are squeezing, upper body lifting. And lower down. Take your twist, hips over to the right, about 1 centimetre. And then knees over to the left. Let's bring those knees back to center now. Preparing for Shavasana. And I recommend one block under each leg, under each thigh. So blocks are on the flat side. Make sure the bottom is still on the mat. It's just for the legs. It's very soothing for the hamstrings and the back. We'll tuck those shoulders under. Let the palms face the ceiling. Option to connect index finger and thumbs for chin mudra. Softening the forehead. Letting the eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw relaxed. Taking this time to just be in this spaciousness. Inhale a little deeper now. Feeling the breath touch the nostrils. Do swallow if the mouth is dry. And feel free to wiggle toes and fingers. Maybe rock the head from side to side. Following any urges to move or stretch. And when you're ready to return to your day, roll to your preferred side before pressing up to seated. Thanks for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope that you enjoyed that class. If so, please do subscribe to the channel, not just my channel, but any teacher you watch on a regular basis. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.